I'm Paul Sims, and I'm here with
Andy Dick.
Robert Spina.
Lucas Dick.
Lucas is Andy's son, who was around on the set when we were doing the show quite a bit.
Yep.
As I recall.
Yes.
Having a good time.
Yep, running around, skateboarding, whatnot.
So, Andy, what happens in this episode?
I have no idea. Why would you ask me that?
I don't know. I had to ask you something.
I think it's the one where Andy becomes a punk rocker.
Oh my.
Why don't you just mock me, huh?
Oh.
And they're going to build, Jimmy's going to build a building
Rub it in my face.
in New York, the tallest building or something.
Sounds possible to me. Andy, you can't...
Oh, look. Uh-oh, another crazy stunt. I hurt my ankles on this stunt.
Did you hurt your face at all doing that?
No,
Rubbing the cake on
face
it?
came out fine. This show's a fun show. It's a fun show.
I know, but you're not allowed to use the F word on the commentary.
I know. They bleep it, though.
Oh, okay, so we can use it then.
Yeah.
Matthew saw the balloons and he did not
Look,
show
this episode seems to be all about you.
Matthew's turning
30.
30.
Oh, my goodness. I think in real life I was turning 30. Was I?
Sounds about
Yes.
right.
No. Well,
No,
I was
couldn't have been.
27. No, I think I was.
And he wants to
now
shake
I'm
things up.
40. I'm 40 years old, Paul.
I am too. Does it feel that much different than 30?
No. It feels like this was just yesterday, this show.
But you've
I
done
want
a
to do
whole-
it again. Can we do it again?
Well, we could do some version of it again.
Let's do a show again. Something fun. Let's just do it.
Let's go. Let's get out of here. What are we doing sitting here talking about it? We could be out there doing it. You're right.
This episode was directed by Judy Elterman.
Oh, we were just talking about her.
Judy
I love that
Elterman,
little
our
girl.
camera coordinator. who
She
was-
left the business.
That's what we just found out. Now she's concentrating on her singing.
And teaching?
I loved her.
Look at this. Here's a question that 4 people wrote in, including MScholar04, NJM1108, J Clam, and Maximum Awesome. And their question is, if NBC had asked for a NewsRadio spin-off and you thought it was possible, what characters would have gotten his or her own show?
That would be up to you then.
Which ones do you think would have been best?
You probably would have, if I can second guess you or think of put myself in your brain, I would think that you would put me and Joe together in a show, wouldn't you? You really would. Well, you didn't though. What am I talking about?
Thinking about it, I probably would have put you and Joe in your own show.
If it was a spin-off of NewsRadio.
Even if it wasn't a spin-off of NewsRadio,
Well,
I thought
you did a
two
show with Joe without
Well,
me.
I know, but I couldn't use you at the time. But I thought you two had great chemistry together.
Yeah, we did. I have to admit, the scenes were funny when we were together.
But now take yourself back in time. Say I'd come to you and I said I want to do a spin-off of the show with you and Joe. And at the time when you were always complaining that Joe
I
was mean to
probably
you,
wouldn't
you
have
would have
done
said
it.
no. You wouldn't have
You're
done
right.
it.
You probably knew that. Maybe that's why you did.
I don't think this thinking ever got far enough to. I think we were doing everything we could to keep the show itself alive.
Oh, it's Halloween.
No, it's not Halloween, which makes it even stranger. So you've decided to turn punk rock,
And then I had to get that Cockney accent down.
Hang
Let's
on,
see if I can
let's
do
hear
it.
Take a picture, laugh longer.
it's good. It's good because it's bad.
So bad, dude.
Did you work on that very
Oh,
much?
a
or-
lot. I mean, I'm not good.
I'm surprised that when we asked you about what your least favorite episodes were, you talked about the ventriloquist one, but this one you liked.
I like it.
It was
because I was angry the whole time, and I love that.
It was the same. It was the same accent from the Butler episode.
Oh, that's right. When you were, I think, Bill's butler briefly.
Well, I don't know, because there's a difference between Cockney and just English, and this was a really hard Cockney.
This was the north of London accent as opposed to.
It doesn't sound that much different. Oh, look at that! You are a rebel reading Cracked magazine. That is really silly.
When I was listening to something. What was I listening? Dave puts it on. I remember he puts it on, and it's like Flock of Seagulls or something. Wow, doesn't he? I love that. The makeup's great. Bollocks.
Did they make you look particularly pale in this also?
Yeah, I'm all whited up.
When I was a teenager too, you know. In fact, I had a really.
We had
Oh,
some.
you are angry in this. Look
Look at me.
even just listening and reacting, you're angry.
Do I care? Answer. No bloody way!
Oh, that accent really is bad, dude.
I know, but you have to admit that's what makes it amusing.
And the pony that he didn't ride in on.
I want to see if
Lucas, when we were doing the shows, when the show was on TV, did you watch it when it was on TV or no?
A little. When it was on, I would watch it.
you
but-
and Mom did a little bit. That was your way of visiting me. I visited you in your living room.
My mom would make me hug the TV when my dad was on.
Oh, that's nice. See, there are ways to work out a nice family relationship after
I came into
separation.
into his life through the miracle of television.
You know, now that the part of this episode is about Jimmy building a building, this is a really weird question from someone on the internet named Susan J. McDonald. It says, were you aware that there's an urban myth claiming that Dave Nelson was named after the Twin Towers? Supposedly one tower was named Dave, the other was named Nelson. Sounds goofy, but could you put the theory to rest?
That's true.
That's not true at all.
Wait, here. Look.
Oh, Wichita Lineman, which is one of the 2 or 3 times we use that.
We always went to that.
Yeah, that's not really a very punk rock song, is it?
That was good. Wait, is that true? Wait, the
No,
Twin
that's
Towers.
not
no,
true.
because the Twin Towers were built. Wait, were they built around the same time as NewsRadio?
Twin Towers were built in the 70s.
Yeah, I'm just going to pause and let that one sink in.
Well, I don't know when they were built.
No, they were built a long time ago.
Then of course they're not named after Dave.
No, but someone said that the people who built it named one Dave and the other Nelson. That
Oh,
could have
and
been
then
after.
that you
Yes,
took the.
but that's not true.
That's not true.
I didn't take that.
No.
And in fact, someone afterwards, someone pointed out to me that Dave Nelson was the name of a character on Ozzie and Harriet, right? Which I didn't
That
realize.
is true.
That was Ozzy's son.
I just named Dave because his name was Dave, and Nelson was my grandfather's name. So there you have it.
Like it. It makes him feel oppressed.
Joe, Matthew's not a punk, he's a poser.
Yeah, you're right. Gotta work this off somehow.
Where are you going?
How did we come up with a name for your character? Do you remember?
Matthew.
Matthew
I
what?
wasn't there when you wrote it.
What was his last name?
Brock.
Brock. I remember that.
Robert, you jumped in. I was hoping Andy wouldn't remember. But you would have remembered.
I know that. I know Matthew. I knew my cat's names, Choo Choo and Mit Mit. And it's not Choo Choo like a train. It's chew like chew your food.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No,
choo
I don't.
Choo. Because they're so cute when they chew their food. Look at you, little Choo Choo. And Mit Mit, because one of his hands looks like a mitten. Mit Mit.
This is all in your imagination.
Did we ever see them?
Mit.
We never
No,
saw those cats.
Never did.
I wonder why. We didn't want to have live animals working with you.
With me.
Well, you never know what's going to happen.
I did a play last weekend, and I put my daughter, who's 9, Meg, and Lucas was in it. And Lucas wrote the play, and then me and my friends, we rewrote it with him, and it was like a 15-minute one-act play. It's called the 24-hour plays, where we get a theme, and there were 5 different plays where they write them, cast them, produce them, direct them, rehearse them, and put them up all within 24 hours.
And Lucas, how did you feel about your father's acting in something that you'd written?
It was good.
Was it
really
good? Did
Yeah.
you have-
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
pretty much created the skeleton, like the idea, and then he just put the muscle and the meat on it.
Did you have to give him notes every once in a while, like a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, anything?
I directed it, so
Oh.
I gave
Yeah,
him
yeah.
notes.
Oh, so you
He
gave
wrote
him
it, I
notes.
directed it, yeah. And he was great, and Meg stole the show. It's about him coming. Lucas comes over. Oh well, you don't want to know.
No, I'm actually kind of curious.
Oh, Lucas comes over to a party where I'm having a little party with a couple of my friends, and we're drinking and playing poker. But then he brings Meg, who's only 9, and the party is like, "Oh, put the beer away," and like that. And then we try to play Pictionary with her, and my friends keep getting vulgar with the pictures, and I keep getting upset. Like, why would you do that? And then it's her turn to draw something. She draws something that looks like breasts, looks like a W, but they look like breasts, and they're trying not to say breasts. And then finally, I just say, you know what? I got to get out of here. You guys are vulgar, and I'm just going to go put her to bed. And then she turns around and goes, oh, by the way, those were boobs, you fat. My 9-year-old daughter.
Now, how did
She
you
had
feel
the
about
N-line.
how did you feel about having her say a bad word like that?
Oh, I wrote that part. I love it. She's so funny. She always one of her phrases used to be when she was only 6. Used to be, I would say, how was How was that funny to you? Yeah, that was funny. How funny? So funny. She doesn't care. I like to have it not be taboo because then,
But does she know that she shouldn't talk that way at school or something?
Yeah, in front of other people. Yeah, I make it real clear.
That's good.
He's working peacefully. What? Watch this. Nerd, 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 nerd. Nerd, 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 nerd. Okay. All right. Matthew. What are you doing?
Nerdly McNerdsville invaded my airspace, okay? I can't have that.
Look, Matthew, trust me, all right? Shouting nerd at people is not what punk's all about.
I wish I had a pretty little face like yours. So I could smash
Oh, you have a poster back there from something.
Fresh meat.
What else, Andy?
This is one of my favorite episodes. I'm glad that it's on. Oh.
Nerd, 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 nerd.
This is where it gets just absurd.
But you're laughing, aren't you?
Because it's funny, man. I didn't mind. I stopped fighting you.
I don't remember you ever fighting me.
I just never liked when it
You fought me in your heart, didn't you?
No, I would say something about this is just too gay. But then I stopped fighting that. I loved it when it came to it.
I do remember having those discussions with you during rehearsals, but then when you would do it in front of the audience and people would laugh.
It's just so funny.
You would enjoy it.
I really enjoyed coming to the readings. What were they called?
Table read?
The table reads. And just laughing. It was just always so great what you guys wrote.
Here's a question from the internet. What was the most common adjustment you heard from any director during filming? I don't remember. By the time we had Tom Sharonis, there was, you guys knew what you were doing. He knew what he was doing.
There weren't many notes.
I do remember with you, though, sometimes your best performance of something would be during the first rehearsal. We'd have the table read. You guys would go down and rehearse. Your first rehearsal, you'd be hilarious. And then as the week went on, you'd start overthinking it and overthinking it. And you would want it to be different because it felt like it was getting old. But we would have to say, but the audience is coming in. This is going to be the first time they're seeing it. Do it the way you did.
I would get bored,
day.
basically. I would get bored, and I wouldn't be able sometimes to do it like that first time. You're right, which is why I learned when I did Less Than Perfect, I pretty much walked through everything during the week and just saved everything till when the audience got there. That's how I did it. And it would be funny for the network read on Friday, and we shot our show on Tuesday. And I would just walk through, and they would still be laughing. But then when the audience was there, I would really just let it out.
Do you remember going in when we were first putting NewsRadio together, and we said this is Andy Dick, and he's the person we want to play Matthew, and you came in and auditioned for the network, and you weren't very good. Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, there wasn't a script yet, was there?
There's just a scene that you had to read.
A scene, and so I wasn't very good, is what you're saying. But there wasn't a scene. What I was told was that I was coming in to just meet.
No, that's not true. You came.
No, that's what they told me, because I didn't like to audition. I said I refuse to audition for things.
You did not say that. You
yes,
had
I
the
did to
scenes
Brillstein Gray. We had the same managers, and I said I don't want to audition, and they tricked me into saying that you just wanted to meet me and talk to me. But then the scenes were there, and I had to read a scene, and I was mad.
You were good when you read the scene, but then the next step in that was we had to go to the network with the president of the network and all those people in that room.
And something was wrong.
Just didn't work.
It didn't click.
But everyone immediately agreed you were funny anyway, and you got the part, and there was never anyone else we considered for the part, so it had a happy ending.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't it like just me and Dave and Phil?
I think it was you and Dave doing that scene.
But Vicky was up against Kathy Griffin.
No, Kathy Griffin was not considered for the show.
No? Or who was? Some redhead. Sarah Rue?
No. I don't even remember.
I think Kathy Griffin.
No, it wasn't. I would remember if it was Kathy Griffin, because she was part of that whole group of people like you and Odenkirk and all those that I knew from back then.
Well, I thought it was.
Do you have any idea, Andy, why Steven looks like a homeless man?
It must have something to do with his building. I don't know.
Just another thing to do with a scene that you weren't in.
I wasn't in it. Can we fast forward?
I guess the people at home could do that, but
No. It's all fun. That was the fun when I would watch the show, when I would get to, because remember, I was doing something else. I can't remember. I think I had a couple other jobs during the run of this show, but I didn't have a chance to watch the shows, and they didn't have TiVo back then. And my ring fell off, and it really, really did fall off.
Matthew! What are you doing?
What would really get me excited is seeing the other people's scenes. Because during the show, when in front of the audience, I just go to my dressing room and get ready for the next scene and work on my lines, try to get it fresh again.
here's a question from someone on the internet. Are you ready?
Look, Mayhem, just like Tommy Lee, who's a friend of mine.
Tommy Lee's a friend?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. Doesn't he have Mayhem on his stomach?
Yeah, he does.
What's the question?
The question is from T. Godell. Other than specific advice about getting into the business, did your success with News Radio lead you to any fundamental outlooks on life that have proven positive?
Well, that's a
Well, you're
very
a spiritual,
weird-
philosophical person.
Yeah, you know what I realized recently, and it's a kind of a cliche thing, but the success that we were having on this show, because it was a critical success, I don't think I really was quite ready for it. And in a lot of ways, we all became everyone's little darling. I mean, look at Mora's on ER, and Stephen Root's in a bunch of movies, and Joe Rogan with the whole Fear Factor or whatever. Everybody, Dave is in a bunch of movies. Everybody became big off of this show, and I really was not quite ready to be some Hollywood's little darling at the time. I was 27, like 27 to 30 something, and I was drinking. I mean, I just drank a lot. I drank a lot.
That's your positive spiritual advice?
Well, I didn't die.
How did that put pressure on you? I guess before you'd done this, what you had done was sort of alternative underground stuff.
And it was all under the radar. And then this was more in the right there. And I was also, the reason that everything that I had done up to then was good is because I would really take my time. This was good. Ben Stiller was good. And a lot of things got thrown to me that I was afraid wouldn't be good or wouldn't match up. And I turned a lot of things down that maybe I should have taken.
Like what?
Well, I turned down There's Something About Mary, just a small part in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I turned down, I was supposed to be Will Ferrell's part in Zoolander. That was written for me, remember? Mm-hmm. But I was on another show at the time called Go Fish, which only lasted 6 episodes.
Go Fish, I don't even remember
with
that.
With Kieran Culkin. It was a cute show. It only lasted 6 episodes. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have the balls to walk away from it and do that movie. And look at Will Ferrell's career, basically from that movie.
Oh, and from other things. He's very good.
Well, he's very, very funny. But that really got his movie career started, and it hasn't ended. And then here I am. I'm not a movie star.
Well, you just directed and wrote and appeared in your own movie.
It's called Danny Roan, First Time Director. I hope people see it. It's going to DVD.
I hope people see it too. I saw it. It was very funny.
Thanks. I'm proud of it. Lucas is in it. Mm-hmm. My
Lucas
son
is in it. Maura from News Radio is in
Tierney has the funniest scene and thing. Lucas puts his hand in some what's that called? Placenta juice or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Afterbirth. What would you call that?
I don't know, but I don't know if that detail is the one that's going to get people to watch the movie. But still,
it's funny. And
throw
then
it out there.
Maura's, yeah, she's great.
Do you have the internet?
The worldwide intranet?
Yes. Was there ever a time when you went on the internet to see what people were saying about what you were doing?
No, I didn't have it back then, and I don't even have it now. I haven't had it for a month or 2. I'm getting it on Saturday. I have to wait around all day Saturday for them to install it again. Because I was getting it off Lucas's place. We live in an apartment building that I own, and he lives down in another unit. We have an antenna that's pointed up to me, but it never comes in.
But you do have, people can go to andydick.com and see
all the Andy Dick shows.
All of it. You can watch each individual sketch. It's like it's like YouTube before YouTube even existed.
Yeah, and then YouTube took all those from my website, and then they sold their website for $1.2 billion.
Sounds like
you're welcome.
That's what you said. Sounds like you have a legal case there.
Maybe, don't I?
Well, how do you feel about that? Because the people who put those up on YouTube were fans who loved your work so much they wanted to share them with the world, and
I'm
yet
kind
at the
of
same
okay
time,
with it. At the same time, though, I make nothing off of it. I know, but I'm okay with it. I always look forward. Like, this just means I have to do something else. That's why I think it'd be fun if me and you did another show.
Yeah.
I think it would be.
It would be.
Well,
It would be.
think about it.
right.
I'm out. No.
Just kidding. Andy, it's another question from a fan. What was your favorite on-set snack food?
I didn't eat the crap that was there.
You brought your own crap, right?
Yeah, I ate So Healthy, if you remember. I did not eat that crap. They had red vines, cookies, muffins, chips. That's the stuff.
Delicious. But you would bring your own kombucha, urine tea, or whatever it was.
I was drinking kombucha back then. I remember that.
Uh-huh. And often you would eat a whole clove of garlic?
I still do that.
Really?
I still do that.
There was
times when I would lube it up with olive oil and pop one in my butt.
No, there wasn't.
I'm not kidding.
Yes, please tell me you're kidding.
No, it kills all bacteria and viruses. And if you get real sick, you have to poke it a little bit to get the juices going. Cover it in olive oil and pop it right up your butt.
Don't leave out any detail.
What is 343?
343 was the name of my production.
Yeah, but why 343?
343 was the where I lived in New York City. That was my address before I moved out, and I just thought it would be better to. I know it's boring, but it's better than people who do funny ones like Silly Dog Productions.
Worldwide Patents.
Okay,
That is kind of funny.
What's yours?
Pollywog, because I used to catch them when I was little tadpoles.
Oh, that's
Pollywog.
adorable.
Yeah, mine's more adorable.
Gosh, you quirky
Mine's more adorable than boring.
Well, I'm sorry that I was so boring.
343 Incorporated.